Why, hello everybody, and welcome back to Rebuilding the Commonwealth. Wow, that's 2 episodes in a row. I'm on a roll here. I'm actually uploading, I would say consistently, but 2 is not exactly consistent, but we'll see. We will see. But as promised, I am still here, and here with another episode. Now, I've done some off-camera planning work for Spectacle Island here, and given the terrain I'm working with here, oh my god, this is not going to be particularly easy. That is my Discord, not yours, by the way. I will go and mute that. Excuse me. There we go, my apologies, just so that thing isn't continually going. It's because I am planning a D&D game at the moment. I've homebrewed my own custom scenario and I'm getting some more players for it, so they've been pinging me on Discord repeatedly because obviously I need to plan it with them and I forgot to turn it off. How unprofessional of me. Anyway, we are here at Spectacle Island. We have a staging area over here. I have a workbench here. We have moved Sergeant Hartfield, or rather Commander Hartfield, from her home at Croot Manor down here, so we can recruit soldiers much easier. This is my personal staging room. Apologies if you have any background noise here. I have some home appliances going. So, in here I have brought all of the Minuteman arsenal, of which I've had to refamiliarise myself. And over on the other side here is all of the Minuteman uniforms for every branch. So we have the police, the recon team, artillery team and infantry. There will be some naval presence down here. Here's all of the aid and stuff like that I brought with me just to get the weight off of my character. I am back using the old Lee Enfield because I love this thing. And today we're going to set out some foundations for the correctional facility. Now, I know I said I was going to ease myself back into building, which is what I fully intended. However, I'm not really going to ease myself into anything. I'm just going to go full scorched earth and fuck myself over, because I'm going to try a build I've never done before, and it's probably going to turn out like arse, but it's going to be a work in progress. Then again, nothing I've produced so far I would describe as complete arse, apart from my very first builds, but we'll see. We shall see. If you are not aware of what I'm talking about, I am in fact referring to... Okay, that is the microphone I'm looking at. What I'm referring to is building a castle. Now, you might be wondering, well, the Minutemen already have a castle, it's right over there. That is what I would refer to as a modern castle, because of course the history of the United States, the nation was sort of formed around, you know, the 17th or 18th century, whereas Europe has got history dating right the way back to the medieval times, and medieval is the look I'm going to go for with this. I want to build a castle which looks slightly dilapidated, slightly falling down, a little bit broken, you know, but it's being used as a correctional facility. I want this facility to feel as unwelcoming as possible without being brutal or deadly to its occupants. And that's the look and feel I'm going for. So as you can see, we have one settler, that is Hartfield. That's going to increase as we actually build some stuff out here. And we're going to get started on this little area. So this staging area is going to be made a lot larger. This is where the prisoners are going to land. So this is the Northwest Peninsula. So let's say we've got prisoners and we've transported them from, say, the castle or from Croot Manor up the coast here. Then they might set sail from this area. So I think the Northwest is most likely to be the more sensible place to accept prisoners. If you're sending them from, say, Warwick Homestead, where you're going to have a navy presence here, and transport ships would probably come from here with a naval escort. So anywhere along the east coast that we're shipping them out, is likely to come here, which is exactly what we want. So I think the Northwest Peninsula of Spectacle Island is a very good start. Even Nordhagen Beach has access to it from here, and even prisoners from Far Harbour, if we ever get that far, can come this way. So where we have this little setup here is where we're going to start. So, where do we begin? We do a little survey. I scrapped all of the rubbish from here, and although this building serves its purpose, I think there's a lot more we can do with this place. So let's take down these pieces, and we're going to dismantle this shelter. We're going to keep the same principle, but this shelter is not going to be big enough. I might maintain this tile set, don't get me wrong, but we're going to need more here. So I believe under decorations... No, it's not going to be under decorations. You will have to forgive me for the first couple of episodes. I'm still not massively familiar with all of these. I will obviously get back into it once I'm a bit more well versed, but I am not particularly used to these categories anymore. Okay, nav mesh helpers, don't need any of those. Okay, Curo tab is my interior, that's fine. Hodgepodge I've just looked at. CVC. Oh! What on earth? Sorry about that, guys. That would be a washing machine. Bear with me. There we go. Sorry about that. Right. Now we're in relative silence in here. I can actually concentrate rather than having a washing machine, a washing machine rattling around. Excuse me. We can actually start building. So let's go and find what we need. So I think it's under vehicles, under CVC. You can get a barge, which we don't really want. Don't want an RV. These are all RV pieces. Shacks. So we got the boat cabin, but we do not have the boat shell. Unusual. We do have a barge. Ah, here we go. Boats. That's what I'm looking for. So we're not going to be using rowboats. We are going to be using proper full-size boats. And I want to very carefully put these down, but we're going to have some transport ships to get prisoners to and from. So we don't want rowboats, but something along these lines. I think this looks more like a PT boat than anything, or like a transport PT boat, you know what I mean. So let's use a couple of these. What is the difference here? These have an antenna. Let's not put the antenna on. This is going to need some manual adjustments. Luckily I do remember these. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do is put the boats down in the water, and then we're going to build the structure around it. So the plan for this build is going to be quite significant, and it's probably going to need several episodes just to get the planning work and the staging area done. So we'll move that forward. Great. Bridge shack supports, we'll get rid of those. That is one PT boat. You can't even see over the top. But if I lower it any more, it will sink into the water, which doesn't look nice at all. I mean, I could probably do something about that myself, so I wouldn't worry too much. Just make sure the floor is dry. Excellent. Flipping heck. These things are very cumbersome. Okay. This is where our naval presence will be, in the transport. Potentially a couple of members of the infantry will be there to support, make sure prisoners do not attempt to escape. The pier for these is going to have to be a little longer than I expected, but it's fine. We will deal with that. That's fine. Now, the path to disembark I think needs to be ever so slightly wider. Just like that. Now, instead of having this wooden pier, I think we're going to upgrade this with a slightly better one. I don't really want concrete. Ooh, flipping heck. Carports. These corrugated walkways don't look too bad, but I feel like they need to be better quality than that. I can certainly include a couple of these pods on here, which would be quite nice. Neon jails. Shacks. Yeah, I don't think we have many walkways in this lot. Or like piers. And we have these tiny little shacks, and I think we will have a couple more of these. Oh, that's quite a nice little structure, to be honest. Yeah, but these aren't really going to help us in the meantime. So let's go back to, I believe it's homemakers, pier shacks. Now we could jerry-rig a floor together, potentially with these shack foundations, which I think would probably be our best bet, to be honest. Yeah, let's use these shack floors and we'll build around it. So we'll use the foundations, make sure that's not in the water by too far. Cool. I mean, how much distance do we have to work with out here? Just going to do a quick scout out here. Oh wow, okay. We've got a fair distance, so we're not hurting for space. That is fine with me. Cool. In which case, I think these boats can be whittled a bit further out in that case. Like that. So scrap these bridge supports, and we'll move these out by 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And you know what? I think we can bring these outwards a little bit further. You know, we're really going to fill the space, or rather use more of the space. I feel like a lot of the builds I've made so far have been rather cramped in style, and I'm not a big fan of that. So we're going to bring these out. We've still got a fair bit of space to work with if the build goes over, but we'll knock down these bits here. Cool. So yeah, this is our prisoner transport, our prisoner intake, and our staging area, which we're going to use for the rest of the build. Now, with that out of the way there, what we need is... No, metal prefabs are not right. We need something here. I mean, these pier blocks will be pretty good to link the two as kind of embarking ramps, as it were. So if I sink this down to the correct level, like so, and then if I just simply repel the boat by a few units outwards to the end of that pier block, like that. There we go. You can now get on board the boats exactly like that. I feel like I should space this one out a bit further up to avoid conflicts with each other if two boats are coming in at the same time, so they're not in the same place. Now that is ever so slightly off centre. Cool. There we go. And this boat can budge outwards by a few units, like that. Right, both boats can now be embarked. They are suitably in the water, so they're not floating or looking unusual. Excellent. Now at the end of here, actually I still think it's under homemaker, I'll be honest. Fences. Miscellaneous barriers is the wooden fence I'm looking for here. No, that's busted. I don't want those. I think these you can actually shoot them. Yeah, I don't really want that at all. Oh dear. Okay. Not much I can do about those. Let's just push them in the water. Yeah. I don't particularly want that, to be honest, so... Structures. I have a feeling I'm actually looking for snappy builds, but I could be wrong. No, so it's going to be under here, miscellaneous. Yeah, we want these. These are roof boards, these are not what I'm looking for. Though I will probably use a few of these boards for this staging area. It is a bit rough and ready, after all. But now we want the standard fencing. Standard fencing, both sides up here. That's it. And we will have a soldier here, and I'll probably build him a little like cloth shelter to cover the end of here. So this is all very rough, this is all very gentle start to everything. Okay, this building over here I believe needs an upgrade. We need to make this look a bit better. We also need a way to get the prisoners up onto this level of the island. I have a few ideas for doing that. A few which I don't know how they're going to look, but we can take a few ideas from previous settlements. Now this is a bit low for my liking. Do we have any sets of stairs in this this set? I don't believe we do. That's fine though. That is fine. But I think in snappy builds, if I can remember, landscaping. It's not foundation edges. It's not grass. I think it is foundation edges, honestly. No, it's not going to be that. I say, guys, you're going to have to deal with the fact I'm a little bit rusty on doing all this. Retaining walls, that's what I'm looking for. Some steps. Ideally I wanted this to be in a wood style, but I don't think that's going to be possible. But do we have any really tall stairs? I don't think we do. So let's put in 1, 2, 3. And we'll bring the prisoners up to the next level. Over here I think is quite a nice little lookout, potentially a cargo area, and this will be like the naval shack. So for guards, the infantry and the naval personnel who need to swap shifts, I think that's a pretty good step there. I think these are going to have to take a bit of a raise. We can deal with the missing retention pieces here afterwards. But I think these are going to need a slight raise to get them up in line with what I'm looking for. So let's go to the pier shacks again. Just going to put that there so we've got an idea of scale. Okay, so they don't need lifting up much at all. Just like that. Then if we just raise them all by that many units, think smarter, not harder. It's good that I get these errors out of the way early so they don't impact the overall build. There we go. That's now the correct height. Raise that by 7 units, raise that by 7 units. These boats are still in the right place. Brilliant. Now I can put that back in position and we're good to go. So let's put in another shack foundation in the correct style, and we'll put one more here. I'm going to have to remove that for a moment to line this up correctly. They are going to overlap, but that's not going to be too much of a problem. I'm normally quite good at resolving those. Like that. That is... oh, it's snapping to the piece up here. Move that out of the way, and we'll put those back in place just there. And I think that is just about the right level for the next one. I think we might actually be a tad low. Okay, if I raise these up a little bit more. See, I still think we're going to be a touch too low here. But I don't want to do this to bring these up too much. Let's just very quickly scout it out using some wood pieces here. So if I were to build out here, yeah, we are ever so slightly too low. How high would I realistically have to take this? Oh, whoops. Perhaps if I don't turn off number lock. $35 units, so okay, that's a lot higher than I was expecting, but I believe we could actually work with this. How high is this going to be in relation to the boats? Because if this is too high, like way too high, we may have a problem. Okay. My only issue with this is the fact that the terrain on the area above is exceptionally high. There's one, 5, 10, 50. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculously high. Okay. I don't think that is going to work unless... Let me just turn on a light here so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Because if I raise these a little bit... I mean, a lot of the boat is still in the water. It's not going to look stupid, of all things, because that's the last thing I want. I don't want these to look stupid. I don't know why, but I keep hitting my number lock key and turning off my ability to use the number pad. Yeah, I mean, that's not like out of the way. What we'll do is we'll leave it like that. It is rough after all, and we'll deal with it that way. Cool. So I need to build some kind of naval shack here, which I think we will stick with the standard tools here. Now if I were to build... I feel like I should build like a throughway at the end of this. But I don't think a throughway is going to be particularly helpful. And that is snapping the wrong way, which does not help. Yeah, it's just going to snap that way because of the way the floor is built. Okay, I'll have to mess with it a different way, which is fair. So if we're building this shack, we're going to use the same style to maintain this. My issue is it's going to be a bit more complicated. As you can see, they don't snap. So if I move this by 50, will this then snap to the outside? Yes, it will. That's what I like to see. Now if I stand in the same place and reverse this, I need to put a shack foundation down, not an actual shack floor. Like that. Then if I reverse this by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, do not move, but bring this up and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is now, excuse me, in the correct place, or at least relatively correct. The floorboards don't match, but that's fine. We can now do away with this shack, or at least we'll keep this for now, just so you've got a template. The fact I've built this platform a little bit higher up than the others is actually not a bad thing. The railings we can get rid of. So what I'm thinking is a shack with a kind of outside balcony on this side and this side, like a corner cabin. We'll play it that way. So we'll lay out the floor plan for a corner cabin, get a couple of the walls up, and we'll get the staging area built. This is all part of the survey. We do need a staging area after all. This hut is just for shift changes, so don't be too harsh. Now this is where I really have to think about this, because we do have some inside corners, and I really don't want to screw up this build, because this tile set I've always had trouble getting the hang of. So we've got outside, that's outside, outside, outside. Okay, I think we're safe. So this part is going to have a pitched roof, and that will have to have a flat roof. So let's build some flooring across this way. Keep the wood grain in the same direction. Okay, that's a problem. Okay. You see, in this game, the building is not your enemy. The terrain is your enemy. That's going to look stupid a little bit. Can I put that back into the rock? Then if I put this across like that, and then that across like that, these bits down here can disappear. Is there any chance that I could build some kind of walkway across to that? I reckon I could get away with a walkway to that. Shack bridge. I mean, that looks really messed up, but I think I could get away with this. Now, let me remember this here. So these keys will make it go up and down. These keys will rotate, and nope. There are two keys, I know, which will rotate it up and down. Or I might have to change the axis to do this. That's right. This will get tidier as I deal with it, so please don't judge me too harshly. Okay, so the foundations still go into the floor, which is what we're looking for here. Okay, come on. Let's get this. There we go. That is about as good as I'm going to get this. Slide this through. It's not sticking up through this floorboard. I say this and then I continue to mess with it. Like, will I ever learn my fucking lesson? Probably not. I'll probably never learn my damn lesson. Stabilize. That's about as good as that is going to get. It doesn't look completely out of place from either side. It's a bit rough and ready, but that is kind of the point. So, cool. Okay, so homemaker structures. That was more effort than I care to admit. Okay, so it needs to have a small entranceway. It's going to be this four-way piece, and we're going to put on a shack roof because I already know this is going to be a thing. Like that. Yeah, no, that will not work. I was about to say, don't tell me I haven't got a flat roof here. Except why that doesn't line up, I don't know. Cool. So we'll put on an outside wall. These will just be two small windows on the outside wall. We don't have any other pieces, so yeah, so these shack walls, they don't really line up with each other. They are notoriously bad for building with, at least from my perspective anyway. How does that look from the outside? That doesn't actually look half bad, you know. Not half bad. Now, can I snap a wood floor to this end? Okay, what we'll do is we'll cheat it a little bit. When the maker is not playing ball, all you do is you fuck with it until it does. And that is the attitude I'm taking with this one. Right. So I want to bring back the flooring for this to the very edge of these pillars, like so. And then I should be able to snap this back to that. Okay, it's not going to let me do that. Probably because this fucking wall is in the way. That's not going to let me re-snap it again, is it? This is, as I say, the bane of my existence is snapping. This is why you don't mess with snapping in this game. I know there's a way you can turn it off, and I do know of that way, but sometimes the benefits I get from it are not worth it. That's it. Now this one should snap, but I think that wall is still in the way. So when I get floor issues like this, I just move one up by 0.1 of a unit. It's absolutely indescribably small, the difference, but it gets the job done. Now if I put in pier shacks, do we have... No, we don't have. I'll put that doorway in there. Just need a flat, solid bit of wall right here. Now because the roof is ever so slightly higher than it thinks it needs to be, it will cause a problem, but nothing I can't solve by just simply moving that down. Right. Now let's sort out this piece. That was not what I had in mind, but I'll take it. Okay, I think that is as good as we're going to get in terms of this connection. Oh my god, it actually let me do that one. Damn, okay. And I've done it again. I really need to stop doing that. I think this needs to go down to about half, just like the other tile. Like that. Move these up by 2 tiles, 2 tiny little tiles. There we go. We now have the shack. Don't really know what to do with this, so what I'll do, I'll create like a almost like a vanity balcony. It serves no functional purpose, but it'll be present for looks. Okay, cool. There we go. Yeah. So again, no functional use, but it has a purpose there. We can even put some text over the top of that building, or decorate it with some Minutemen, I would say memorabilia, but that's kind of the wrong word. There's still no lights, but power will be a thing at some point. Oh yeah, my bed is over here. We'll sleep, because sleeping in this settlement takes no time at all. Just the way I like it. like that. Cool. So yeah, feel free to drop some name suggestions for me in the comments. Names of Minutemen, names of prisoners, naval settlers. You know, just anything really. I know that's sticking up, but I actually don't hate it. I think that actually has a bit of character. So I'm not even against that. Cool. That needs to be rectified. Perfect. Brilliant. Looks a bit dingy in here, but it's not exactly supposed to be luxury. But where you have watchmen, they might be out here. They might ring the bell when they see prisoner transports or other ships to let the others get ready to come and unload cargo. So this will be the framework for our shack. Over here, I think a sort of holding area, a housing area, I think, will be quite good. So we can keep this about the same level. We can scrap this. If it wasn't such a hulking heavy piece, I would almost be tempted to build the artillery piece here. But I might actually make the artillery for this settlement boat related. I might actually put them on the back of a Minuteman barge, and we could almost have like mobile ships to help build up the size of our navy. So we can have like a cargo area over this side. Can we do anything about this terrain? Not a lot, to be fair, but we can tidy it up by pushing this back. Push these rocks back a little bit. Move these to one side. I can probably cover that corner with a bit of clever wizardry. What is the tile I'm actually looking for with this? I feel like the wooden tile set has some steps I need. Yes. If I put these steps in... oh no, these are shack railings. That's not the one I need. Shack. I think these are the ones here. It's going to be these, isn't it? Yeah. Then steps to the right. And this will be another rather interesting little lookout post. Pier shacks. The foundation can go up the top here. Again, if we just mess around with that. Yeah, now we have the problem that the foundations do not actually reach the water. And I don't think we actually have a solution to this. Prefabs. Wooden. Wooden double doors, no thanks. I don't have those. Bridges. Ooh, holy crap, these will be useful for stuff. Bridge. Bridge. These covers. This cover would be absolutely fantastic for this area. You know what? I'm actually going to put one in. So we're going with that rough and ready look of the building. So this is why you go through all of the tile sets, because you never know when there's the perfect one. You know what? Let's move this all the way along to the end. See if we can't tie it in with the settlement a bit better. So if I take that away, move this across to line up there. Line this up here, that's in place already. I think that's a pretty good little cover we have here. Out onto a platform up top. That's these are actually really nice. And they fit pretty much like a glove, so I can't complain, to be honest. Right, let's just tidy this up and turn it from good to great. Cool. Now all we have to do is something about these supports. Structures. I'm almost taking a leaf out of the Raiders books with some of these. Okay, so CVC does not have what I'm looking for, I don't think. Or it might do. I mean, it would look kind of tacky, but I could just put another set of these underneath. It really wouldn't look that nice, though, having two sets. And these are those big warehouse doors. They are nothing to do with what I need. Oh, I can actually put metal railings. That might be a good idea, actually. Pier supports. I can't really do that. So let's put these railings in though. They look kind of jerry-rigged. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. You know. Let's see what they look like side by side. Not bad at all. I'd say a little bit bloodied, but. And again, what isn't out in the wasteland? Helps if I put them in the right place, of course. Right, so that'll serve as a reminder of what to put later. I can put sandbags behind them and make it a bit more fortified. I'll leave that for now. It's kind of rough, but that's the idea. We'll take that away, and that creates quite a clear separation between guard's hut and storage hut. Or maybe even a defensible position. Maybe that's even where the guards might sit up and make sure the prisoners don't try and swim away. There will be some decent shots and snipers up there. Excellent. So once you've been processed, you go through this very foreboding little setup. I'm going to make sure it's dark, I'm going to make sure it's a bit dingy and feels as unwelcome as possible for any prisoners deciding to do wrong. This is where they're going to end up. Right, up on to the next tier. Now this is where the main set of the build is going to begin. I haven't got anything set out in concrete for this. So how do I do this? Part of me wants to fill in this hillside with other shacks and homes so it looks more dingy as you come through. Like one of these would make a nice like sniper tower almost from up here. Because I don't want the civilian population to be mingling with prisoners, of course. Oh my god, that is messy as hell. Shack. Because I am acutely aware that where I'm traversing terrain like this, I have a risk of running a void space in the middle. I can put in these certain homes from other parts of the map, but I don't want to create that impression. These guard towers might be pretty handy though. I could put a few up here as you're coming in. That's a rather small one if I want to, for example, mount a tower on the top of this. I could by all means do that. Some of these things from Diamond City ain't too bad, you know. Candle cages. Yeah, definitely having some lighting here by candle will both save some power and it will create a bit of atmosphere. You know, I want this place to feel dark. You're turning up here in the middle of the night. You've been found guilty of a crime and you're here to serve your sentence. That is the feeling that you should be getting while you're approaching this place. That's the feeling I'm going to create. You are here to be punished. You are not here because you did good. You're here because you've done fucked up. Plus having a bit of light here will just be handy if I work at night. Really try not to... I can't seem to mount this. Yeah, that does not want to play ball, does it? Oh well, I'll sort something else out. I can put some candle posts up there instead. These posts look pretty good. It does help if I turn surface snap on. That might be quite a pertinent fact. Yeah, you're arriving to this. I could put some fire effects. These lantern posts would really go well with the old medieval style that I'm going to have here. Hell, I could even maybe put some tire walls along here that are on fire so that it looks even more menacing as you turn up. Because I feel like if I just do another retaining wall, it's going to look exactly like Jamaica Plains, and I kind of want to give each of these its own flair. For example, if I go to retaining walls, you know, and I could easily put in some retaining walls, and there's some like edges that I could make here. But again, if I do retaining walls like this, it's just going to look exactly the same as Jamaica Plain, which again I don't really want. But what I could do is put some retaining walls in here with the dirt, as opposed to the nice luscious grass. And then using one of the other brushes here, I think Hodgepodge has some decorations. I actually think it's under here. I think there's a lot of wasteland stuff in here. And I don't want building fittings. But like, I could put, for example, burning tyres here, or maybe some of those gilets that the... Gillet? I think they're called gilets. The big cages that they were used in the medieval times to essentially put prisoners in and leave them there. Like, I could put in some of those. So decoration. I don't know if CVC has them. No, I've got boats and screens and stuff like that. Bollards. But I don't think I have these. They could be under the standard wooden structures. No, they're not as standard. Miscellaneous. Totems. I mean, these totems aren't really what I'm going for, because these are super mutants. I feel a bit lost here, you know. Never remember where things are after all this is after all this time. Yeah, I'm not going to be putting in nice pleasant things in the settlement. I want my guys to feel like they're here because they're being punished, not for being here on a holiday. Crafting cages. Now, those are too big. It's quitting time sirens. I could put one of those sirens down just to look like. I mean, this is a bit more like it. I could put a few of these spike poles, but they don't exactly look very foreboding. But I reckon maybe in the Deadlands kit that I have, I could probably put some paraphernalia on them to make them look like prisoners who have been executed. Like, we don't send people to here for no reason. Like, for example, ribcage and pelvis. Like, I could very carefully rotate these and put up some totems of bodies if I can find the stuff for it. And I can even put monsters up here potentially, and that would look quite intimidating for those there. Scavengers. I think these guard posts are a little bit too cumbersome to include. Yeah, for example here, I could put in some tyres. So I think we've got some tyre walls here. I can even lower these down into the landscape a little bit. I just need to make sure they're not in the concrete. Perfect. And then under, I think it was the G. No, it's not G2M. CVC. I will actually get the hang of this eventually, guys. I do accept my deepest apologies, but I am a bit out of sorts at the moment. I do not know where the hell I'm looking 90% of the time here. Okay, it wasn't under G2M, I can tell that much. It's not there. Not going to be under that. CVC. Fire. Here we go. Sorry about that. I cannot find my awesome hole in the ground today. So we do have fire markers, for example, like this. And I could place these markers like that. Do they actually hurt? No, they don't. They are completely normal. But I could have these placed around the area, and it almost looks like you're entering the gates of hell. I could really enclose this dock to give it an even darker appearance, especially as when you're getting off the boat, you're going to be looking up at this medieval castle that makes you think, I'm entering the gates of hell. That is the impression I'm giving with this. Because, I say, we are the fairest of all of them. We don't send you here just because you're a raider. We send you to be rehabilitated. We send you here if you're a specially hardened criminal. We send you here if you were a Minuteman and you abused the trust that the flag gave you and used it to be an arsehole. This is what we do with you. We send you here. So this is going to be like the Alcatraz of the Commonwealth. Now, that is about all I have time for. Let's just check out the staging area. I don't need a power armor setup. I've got a chemistry station in here. Let me just set up a few pieces here so that I can can basically do the infrastructure I need to get this place started. So I'm going to need an armour workbench eventually, because I'm going to need to keep crafting some Minuteman armour. We have a chem station which is there, that's fine. We don't need a cooking station. We do, however, need a weapons workbench. Not weaponsmith, weapons. That's it. I'll put that in my little place here. So we've got armour and weapons. I do also need a trader. We need a trading emporium. I think I can get that through a different setup though. Stores. Yeah, tier 3. So I can get a tier 3 rug and place that. It's going to place the tier 3 there. And I think there's a weapons trader. I don't care if these are the correct way. It doesn't really matter. Right, let's bring Hartfield back if I can. Oh, where's Hartfield gone now? She has moved along the island somewhere. There she is. Wow, this is such a desolate place.
General?
Let's see what you have. Not my kind of work.
So, Spectacle Island.
I'm sure there are enough people looking.
Not my kind of work.
2. Right, I thought I was just doing blind.
Sure there are enough.
That's all for now, Sergeant.
Cool. Right. Has that increased my count? It has. We now have 3 settlers. One of them is, of course, Hartfield, and 2 of them are going to be arriving shortly. Again, how they get up here I don't know, but we are going to canonically say that they take the boats. Because you don't just turn up there if you're a prisoner, you do turn up there if you are here to help with the settlement process. Okay. Wow, that is dark. Okay. Furniture. Let's place some army cots. It's a bit annoying that that doesn't actually create some light. I might have to put my own light effects in there. Let's place a couple of army cots in here to satisfy the need for beds. We have no food supplies, but we can make do somehow. Sleep till the daytime, and we'll get these villagers assigned. Settlers, I'm sorry. Okay. Hartfield is now working on the station I gave her. Where are the others? I think they're over there. Let's get you fuckers a job. God, this place looks so barren during the day. It's quite something. Okay. I honestly can't wait to tell a story with this place. It's going to be amazing. If I can pull this off and put up the structure I'm looking at, this will be amazing. Okay, so we now have a weapons vendor. We just need that general merchant. And I think that's who we're looking for. Thank God I can sprint. I can't sprint back though, that joke is on me. Because not only will this bring in some extra caps, Well, not really, because there's only 3 people here. But it means that I can then purchase weapons to modify to add to the Minuteman arsenal. I am actually keeping a tab of all of the guns I have ever made, and I will give you a final resource count when this whole thing is done. We're looking in 5 figures at the moment for most of them. Okay, if we sleep for an hour.
Hi. If you need a weapon, come to the right place. Let's see what you got.
See, now this, I believe, actually mirrors the castle's armory. So all of this is stuff that I would expect to find at the castle as well. So we now have that set up.
Excuse me. You're right. I've got a few minutes to browse. Let me know what you like.
And I have invested in this store as well. Oh, charge cards. Like, for example, this would be very useful for these. Buying shipments of concrete, because concrete is going to be my bread and butter here, and I'm going to need a lot of it. Right, so we have our infrastructure. We have the workbenches we need, we have the inventory, we've got Hartfield here, and we've set up our staging platform, which is down here. I'm going to do a bit of thinking on this lot down here, and we'll come up with a plan to make it similar but different. Like I say, I don't want it to look like a copy of Jamaica Plain, but I do think going for the fire and brimstone appearance is going to create one hell of an effect if I can box this area in. But that is for the next episode. So if you are tuned in, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. I've got some errands to run, and maybe, just maybe, I might be able to send you out, guys, another video by the end of the evening. So keep an eye out for that. So if I get a few hours this evening, I'll get you guys out another production. So thank you very much for watching. If you're this far, drop a like and a comment if you did make it to the end of the video, and subscribe, because that helps me out greatly. I'm making big strides. I can't actually believe how much you guys have really enjoyed the series coming back. But hey, until then, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, peace out, and thank you very much.